Oh, hey. Sorry. I didn't know anyone was watching. I get nervous when people watch. You caught me at an interesting time. I was just painting a miniature for Christmas. It's a evil Krampus Christmas miniature. Would you like to see it? Cool. I'd like to show it to you. Before I do, though, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a happy day every day. And if you like this miniature, why don't you subscribe and hang around? We'll do some more cool stuff. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I found this Krampus model on the internet, primed it in a Krylon Color Max black primer, and did a 45-degree angle with a white primer, zenithal prime, I guess everyone calls it, but it emulates a direction of light. Started with a speed paint called Poppy Red, very bright red color, and I put this on the areas that I wanted red. In this case, it's mostly on his outfit and later on a few of the little baubles and things. Ruddy fur was used on all of his fur, ironically enough. It's a really nice color, I think, for fur, and just one coat was sufficient for this. I didn't thin it or anything, this was straight out of the bottle. Next up was Warrior Skin, and I used it on his skin as a initial base layer. Later on, we will go and touch up the skin to bring in some of the midtones and highlights with some opaque paints. But this was a good initial first coat. Bony matter. I used it on the horns and the teeth. I did 2 coats on his horns because I wanted the opacity brought up a little bit because it is a little thin. I used peachy flesh on his lips. Satchel brown is going all over the hooves, the hair on his tail, and his fingernails. I used the Citadel snakebite leather for his leather jerkin, or whatever you would like to call that. The outfit that he's wearing. It's a really nice leather color. Along with the vest that he's wearing, I put it on any of the leather bits on him, like the front and back of his leggings. Bony matter. Put this on the ropes on his waist and the bag. Shamrock green and speed paint medium. I mixed this 1-to-1 to thin it down, and I put this all over his giant bag. I did several coats with this to achieve the opacity that I liked, and I think it took maybe 3 coats in all. Ended up with a really nice rich green color. Brown wash I ended up using on the wicker basket. I didn't feel like it left me with the color that I liked, so I used a sepia tone and put that over the top. And that really changed it to more of a warmer brown color that I liked. Vallejo Metal Color Steel, which is one of my favorite metallic paints, and I brushed this on all of the metal bits, the little cage on top, all of the chains, the handcuff stuffs, and little rivets on his leather pieces. I mixed Grim Black and Speed Paint Medium 1:1 and painted his belt with this color. I ended up doing 2 coats, and then I was happy with the saturation. Now we're using the Vallejo Metal Color Silver, which is a brighter metallic. Put this on the little meat hook things. I guess they look like meat hooks. We went back with the same green color, and we kind of alternated the little design on this crotch flap. I don't know what it's called. And back to the poppy red again, and alternating that pattern with the red. With the Vallejo Metal Color Silver, we went and painted all the little ornaments, because the idea that I had was to use the transparent paint over the silver. This would allow some of the bright silver undertone to show through. And with purple, yellow, and blue, we painted these little ornaments. And it looks cool because the ornaments appear shiny in nature, but they're tinted with these colors. I also chose to paint the little beads with these blue, yellow, and purple colors. I couldn't go without an orange color, so we used Nuclear Sunrise for one of the ornaments. And a beautiful purple color, Purple Swarm. We went with the poppy red on these beads because I felt like the backpack needed a little red added into it. Bold titanium white, the best white in the planet. I went and attempted to draw the pattern of these little snowflake designs. Kind of look like ass, but you know. Hoplite Gold, I've never used this. This is one of the speed paint metallics that Army Painter released, and to be honest, it paints like a dream. I can't say for sure if it's my favorite gold color, but man, does it go on nice. I painted it on all the little bells and the belt and all that kind of stuff. Ashen Stone is more of a really light gray color than it is white, and I put that on all of the white fur. Amber Skin was used as a layer paint to bring some of the skin highlights and midtones up a little bit. I went pretty thin with it and kind of just worked it up along the ears and the nose and the cheekbones and the fingers to give the skin a little bit more separation from the fur. I went to a pure red to paint this candy cane, and I saved you the pain that I went through of trying to paint straight lines on a round object, but it turned out okay. Went with a black wash on all of the metal bits. That just kind of increases the contrast and the grim dark style of metal that I like. Grabbed our white again, and I painted the rim of this base because I have a plan. Occultist Cloak mixed with speed paint medium. This is kind of my go-to for a rocky base. And I went with a bright neutral gray dry brush over the top of that. It's kind of a heavy, more of an overbrush than anything. And then follow it up with the bold titanium white and just very gently hit the edges of all of the raised areas of the stone. Vallejo earth texture, I put this on the base with a little, I don't know if it's like a sculpting tool, but I just slapped this on all over the top of the base. And you don't want to be particularly neat with this. You want there to be some random texture built into this, so you kind of just slop it on and let it all do its thing. Arctic Gem and Crystal Blue. We're going to attempt to paint this orb. I went and painted the top half of the orb a mid-tone blue that I liked. I went with a slightly darker blue around like the last quarter to a third of the sphere. I mixed those two colors together, and with a round dry brush I kind of stippled in between the two layers to kind of create a seamless gradient. I wasn't really sure how this was going to work, but it actually worked pretty nice. Regal Blue, I went with the top portion to kind of blend it a little bit more in and bring some more of the dark contrast up on the top of the sphere. Imperial Navy going even darker, just on the very top of the sphere. Then I mixed in matte black with the Imperial Navy to get it as dark as I could before going black. Because once you go black, you go to Plasma Coil Glow. This is more of a glaze over the whole sphere to tie in all of the colors that we used. At first I wasn't sure about it. I was like, I don't know, it kind of is reducing the amount of contrast that I have, but once it started to dry and settle, it actually looked pretty awesome. I took my white and gave a couple little dots onto, I guess, replicated glare on the sphere, and the black color to paint the rim of the snow globe. Painted a gloss varnish over the top, and that gave it a little bit of a shine. Went back with the mid-tone blue and kind of just did a very, very light little bit of a glow on his hand and the side of his face. Once the base was dry, I painted on the bold titanium white on top of the earth texture to make it look like snow. Elmer's glue. I dabbed on a bunch of little globs of this in random areas. And then I took an old crappy paintbrush and I swirled it around in different spots. I pushed this glue into different areas and I took decorative filler, snow particles, I don't know, it's like sand, it's like white sand. And I put that on top of the base. I took a little bit of a glitter, and while the glue was still wet, put some glitter on. And I did the same thing on the snow globe. I just put a dab of glue in a couple different spots, and I wanted it to look like there was some snow on the globe and on his fingers, like as if there was magic. And here is the final result. All in all, it probably took me 8 hours or so. I think it turned out really cool. I had never done anything like Christmas themed before. For Speedpaints, I think it mostly turned out good. I did come back in with opaque paints and touch up some areas, but overall, super cool. If you like it, follow, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, all the fun stuff, and stick around because we got a lot more projects coming. Merry Christmas.